Alright, good afternoon everyone. Today is Thursday, February 16th, 2012. We're going to go over the trades that we took in the live trading room this morning. A bunch of trades that set up. Some things that we're going to cover in the live trading room tonight. Let me just, let me fix this for a second here. We got to do that so we can see it. Alright. On the ES this morning, I didn't have any trades set up on the 4-tick range this morning during the first 2 hours. It just didn't come together. We didn't have any trades that set up properly. The chop bands weren't outside when they needed to be. All right. See, they got outside here, but we weren't going to take this pullback right down here. Right over here, they had already touched the BBC, so we needed them to get outside the black again. The chop bands, we need to see the red outside the black again, create another bubble. Over here it did create another bubble, but we had this space right in here, which suggested that the market was going to start turning down there for a little bit. And it did turn down for a bit. We weren't going to trade going into the weekly trading zone either. And this right here was the end of the morning session. At the end of the morning session, I'm sure Dwayne just went over it. We were saying that the YM and the ES were probably going to be sideways here at the zone until the YM caught up to it. You can see I'm pointing over here on the right side of the chart right now. The YM did get up to its zone. Then they both went right through the zones. I'll go over some trade setups with respect to both of those here in a few minutes, okay? Not having seen this is the first time I've seen this. I just got back to my office, but we didn't get any setups over here on the 4-tick range on this move up, okay? Now, if we jump over here to the 10,000 contract chart, the opportunity this morning would have been right in here. You would have had to have been aggressive, and it wouldn't have been optimal because it's going right into a because it's going right into a resistance area right here. Okay, it's bouncing off the BBC and going right into the resistance area, so we didn't take that long trade there. All right. After that, it dropped back down here, went sideways a little bit, and it moved up into the weekly trading zone again. This is where it was sitting at the end of our morning session. All right, and from there, it just went right up to the next zone, and now it's consolidating at the next zone. Okay, I'm not sure what the news was that made it move up, but yeah, I'm sure we'll find out here in the next few minutes.
Locked up.
Yeah, it looks like it. It just went right up there. All right, the YM. Let me show you what happened over here on the YM. We'll start right at the beginning. Okay. Here we are, 9:30. The price started just walking right up here. It was moving up and moving up and moving up. And we didn't have any opportunities in here. It pulled back down here. I don't know what was going on at the time when this happened, but I didn't take the bounce there. When we were looking at it here, I don't know what was going on there either. I think it was 9:55 right before a high-impact news event. We didn't take any trades right there. Over here, I intended to get in right here where the arrow is pointing, but this morning we were quite busy. There was some decent movement on the other markets this morning. The Russell, the 6E, the NASDAQ. So I was showing things on that, and I missed this right here. I did say that this was likely to happen. A close up above here is where I wanted to get long, and I ended up missing the opportunity. But right there where that orange arrow is pointing was the opportunity. Now, what's that, Mike?
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
That's okay. That's all right.
My apologies.
No problem. No problem. That's Mike Reed for all of you guys who are curious. Over here we had a bearish cross, and we were taking the pullback up here. We did short right here at the BBC on the pullback up here. We shorted, well, here we got 80 ticks out of it with 8 contracts. We got 10 ticks with 1 contract, but we got 80 ticks on the morning session right there. We shorted right there. Once it got down to about 11 ticks profit, we moved our stop to plus 10 ticks. It went to 14 ticks profit, came back and got us at 10 ticks, so we got our 10 ticks profit per contract, which is 80 ticks. It rolled up from there. We didn't get into anything here on the long side. Okay. What we could have gotten into, well, I'm not going to say what we could have gotten into. If I were watching, I would have been looking to go long right there. The same thing is over here. All right, down here on the bottom, you got all this divergence between these lines right here and that line right there. All right, same thing happening right here. Same thing again, right on the 500 contract. Looking for that white line to turn up. Bang, close up above the MA1, and there it goes. And it's still moving up here. We're starting to get out of this consolidated range that it was in here for the last few minutes, and it's moving up again. Now it is 12:23. I know I was getting in here a little bit late this morning, so I am going to bring over the other markets fairly quickly, okay? And we can take a look at them and the trades that set up there, the trades that I took. This is the Russell from the morning. This is the Russell 4-tick range. All right, I'm going to show you on this the divergences is what I'm looking for down here on the combo indicator. All right, you see we don't have many indicators at all on here. We just have the MA1 and the combo indicator with the weekly trading zones. We had some divergence right here. It was right inside the zone, but right there would have been the spot to get long. That was good for about 8 or 10 ticks. I'm working on a way to capture these parabolic moves right here. All right, I don't have it yet, but again, we had divergence here. We were looking long right in there. I think I showed everyone that when it was happening, but I missed it. It was actually up here. It was 17.3, I think, or something like that is where I put my order, and I didn't get filled because I was late doing it. But you can see that moved right up to the zone. Let's see, there was another divergence over here. I took this short. I put my stop right above this trend line that I drew. Okay, my stop was right up above there. It went, I don't know, a little bit in my favor there, and then I ended up moving my stop up to plus a tick, and it got me out at plus 1 tick. So I got 1 tick on the Russell. There was another one right here that I missed while I was showing something else this morning. You see the divergence. As soon as that, it's the black line here, but it's the equivalent of the white line. As soon as that curled up in the direction of the MA1 with the close above the MA1, it just took off. We were looking for the opportunity on another possible long one at first over here until we lost the divergence, and then when this little curve down here happened, I had pointed that out in the room, and I said on those, the market is moving quickly, and they're usually good for a quick 6 to 8 ticks. That was no exception. All right. Over here we had divergence. Price closed down beneath the MA1. We got the curl down right here with the close down right there. You would have been looking to get short right in this area right here. All right, for that move down. That was about 20 ticks. And there was another one right here. This was during the break. Right here we had the divergence. This closed up for the move up. All right, and right now you're looking at a short opportunity right now. All right, it may have already done as much as it's going to do right here. On the close down right over here, you would have been looking to get short, and it's dropped. I don't know, it hasn't dropped very much, 4 ticks or so from that spot, but it looks like that's an area right here where you would want to short normally. Let's see, we have. Let me just draw this because people are going to say, well, what would you use for a stop on that? If you didn't want to put your stop above the swing pivot, put it above the trend line. All right, that'll save you a few ticks. If it's going to go down, it'll go down beyond this. If it's going to go up, it'll save you a few ticks there. All right. I think if it gets above this trend line, it's going to keep going. All right. Let's see. That was the Russell. Now let me bring over the 6E. I'm going to show you the 6E on a 500 contract. All right, and I'm going to scroll all the way back here. I'm just going to go with the open of the U.S. markets. Okay. On this, you were looking, because it's a 500 contract and not a 4-tick range. I'm looking for the white line to be to the left of the green line and turn up for the longs and down for the shorts. Alright, right here you see it's to the left. You close up above the MA1, price moved up. Over here it's to the right, no trade. Over here it's to the left, price closed above the MA1, price moved up. Over here it was originally to the left, but then it went to the right, so nothing in there even though it worked out. Same thing here, even though it worked out, nothing there. This one gave a little bit of a move right here. Now that gave what? If you got in right here, we'll say 130.41. It went up to 130.45. You know, maybe move your stop to break even at that point. Your risk would have had to have been below here on that. So you would have had about 6 ticks risk on that one. You might have stopped out on that one. Okay. Let's see. I am scrolling. Here we go. Over here to the left. Price goes down. To the left. Close up above and price goes up. To the left. This one didn't really go anywhere. So you may have gotten stopped out on that. Again, the risk would have needed to be above this swing pivot at 55. Alright, then it turned around and moved up. What probably would have happened on that trade is you would have seen the white line turn up while you were still in the trade. That's a good time to exit the trade. Start looking for an exit anyway. You see that Russell over here? It went up almost to that trend line that I drew in, and now it's going back down. What I'm seeing over here on the Russell right now is some chop, a little bit of consolidation and chop. Okay, I'm probably going to stay out of that right now. Right here, the white line is hitting down. Same thing though, chop. So I'll draw the trend line here and on the Russell. Okay, if you didn't want to put your risk above there on this, you would have to put it above there. It might save you a couple of ticks in this case. Alright, so that was the 6E, the Russell, the ES, the YM. Let me just do the NQ really quickly, and we'll see how it all works out here. Alright, watch that Russell over there on the left. The NQ, this is a 4-tick range, so we're looking for, I gotta put the other, I'm gonna put something else on here. Give me just a minute. Green, white, silver, this one. Down and up. Okay. There. What you're looking for here on the 4-tick range are divergences. Okay. Right here. Right here. The divergence is between this and this. Alright. This space right here. Okay. That's what you're looking for on the 4-tick range. This space. Right there. Again. Right there. And you got into some chop right in there. But we'll just draw these in here anyway. Just for argument's sake. There's a couple of them right in here. But this would all be one trade, because the risk would have been above here. Okay, so you would have ridden that all the way down if you wanted to, of course. Let's see, bullish divergence over here. Right there. And it got really messy right in here. This was during our break. But again, your stop would have been down below here, so that would have worked out. Right in here. That's the divergence. That's the entry. Risk would have had to have been below there. And there's some going on right now, a little bit going on right now. Right, the original divergence would have been right in there, with the close above right there. Okay, your risk would need to be down here on this one. Down here. Okay. All right. That's it. That's it. So on the morning session, I got 80 ticks on the YM. I got 8 ticks on the Russell. I got no ticks on the ES. So that was pretty much it. I got 80 ticks on one trade on the Russell, 8 ticks on one trade on the, I'm sorry, 8 ticks on one trade on the Russell, 80 ticks on one trade on the YM, and no ticks on no trades on the ES. Alright, I'm going to wrap it up right there.